And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. It is the year 1881. More than 30 years have passed since the first cry of gold in California went echoing around the world. But still the stagecoaches rolled, carrying treasure from the mines, no longer in the form of dust, but bars of solid bullion zealously guarded by Wells Fargo. For at every bend in the road lurk bandits who believe that gold is where you find it. The Sonora stage bound for San Francisco is just loading on this hot midsummer day. The one lady passenger is pretty Jeannie Porter, niece of the local Wells Fargo agent.
Goodbye, Uncle Cliff.
Have a good trip, my dear. I'll look for you back in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. This gentleman was about to sit there.
That's all right. I'm riding on top.
Thank you.
Oh, Jim.
I'll see you when we stop to change horses, Jeannie.
That it? Another bot's coming. $125,000 in bullion.
And Jeannie wonders why I'm riding on top.
Well, she knows nothing about it, of course.
You thought it would make her nervous?
When you've been with Wells Fargo a little longer, you'll realize that the less anybody knows about treasure shipments, the better. That's why I waited until the last minute to put it on.
Well, goodbye, sir.
Good luck. Westbound, stage for Frisco, 10 bars bullion. Driver, Hank Green. Jim Burney, detective, riding shotgun.
It's a hot day.
It is August.
Would you object if I loosen my collar and tie? I know it's not polite in the company of a lady.
No. I've already removed my gloves. I couldn't stand them any longer.
Thank you.
Drop your gun! Drop that shotgun. Now the gun and belt. You two. All right, now throw down those boxes. Hey, one at a time. Hey, get back inside.
Why, you dirty blackguard.
Stay inside. All right, get going. And don't stop.
This just came in, sir. Bad news, sir?
From Jim Birney. Stage was held up the other side, a Chinese camp. Lost the whole shipment.
10 bars of bullion? Holy smoke.
He's at Oakdale Station awaiting orders. Wire Birney to return here at once.
Yes, sir.
You come face to face with the man, but can't describe him.
Well, he had his hat pulled down and a bandana over his face.
His voice. You heard his voice.
It was low and harsh, probably disguised.
That's a big help.
Well, I'm just telling you, sir.
Tell me how he got wind of the fact there was treasure aboard, huh? Tell me that.
I don't know, sir.
He wasn't working alone. That's certain.
Well, there was only one set of footprints at the scene of the holdup. I examined the ground thoroughly.
He had a Confederate on the stage, someone who gave him a signal. Did you question the passengers? Did you?
Well, according to Jeannie, they were all dozing inside when it happened.
Like the detective up topside.
We had no chance to put up a fight, sir.
I know. I'm not blaming you. All I care about is recovering that gold. It's somewhere. 10 bars of bullion can't just disappear into thin air.
Well, I'll do my best.
Your job depends on it. $125,000 is a whale of a loss for Wells Fargo to take. So you just get busy before whoever stole those bars melts them down.
Why would he melt them down? All he can do is make gold bars out of them again.
By melting them down, he'll destroy the numbers and weight stamped on them so they can't be identified.
Of course. Stupid of me.
I'll give you 10 days to uncover some evidence. Meanwhile, we'll post notices offering a reward.
I see they have a reward posted.
A lot of money. Well, Mr. Crothers, how's the arm?
Oh, it's fine, Mr. Birney. Say, I think I have some information that may be of interest to Wells Fargo.
Well, in that case, come right into the office.
I have some information also.
Oh, you two are together?
No, we just happened to meet here while reading the notice. Say, Mr. Birney of Wells Fargo, this is Mr.
Barnes, Edward Barnes, mining engineer. Glad to know you, sir.
Shall we step inside, gentlemen?
By all means.
Well, Mr. Nichols, I don't know how useful this will be to you. It may be just a wild stab in the dark. But I thought I'd come in and tell you anyhow. All during that holdup, there was something very familiar about that bandit's voice. But hanged if I could place him. Then last night, all of a sudden, it came to me. About a week or so ago, I was in a restaurant up in Columbia. Sitting next to me was a man with red hair. I guess the red hair was the reason I sort of noticed him. Well, sir, two of the waitresses came over to him, and both of them started to take his order. And he said, "Hey, one at a time." The very words that express agents used, and he told you to throw down the express boxes.
Their voices sounded alike?
And no mistake about it. To my way of thinking, they're one and the same fella.
Aside from his having red hair, can you remember anything else about his appearance?
Oh, he looked like any miner.
How tall was he?
I told you he was sitting down. But he was a husky build. I'd say weighed, 190, 200 pounds. Well, that's about all there is to it. Not much to go on.
Mr. Crowthers, before the holdup, did you notice any of the stage passengers who were acting suspiciously?
Suspiciously?
Yeah, leaning out the window, waving a handkerchief?
Why, I had my own handkerchief out. I was mopping my brow.
In other words, you noticed nothing.
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Crowthers. Would you mind waiting a minute while we speak with the other gentleman, in case some more questions come up?
Why, not at all.
Will you come in, Mr. Barnes? Mr. Nichols, Mr. Barnes.
I understand you have some information regarding the Sonora stage robbery.
Oh, perhaps not. Anyway, I thought it worth passing on.
Worth $5,000, you hope. Well, so do I. What is it?
Well, in the afternoon of August 18th, that was the date of the holdup, I was riding along the road going in the same direction the stage had taken, only some miles behind it. Shortly before I got to the bend of the road, a man came riding toward me at full gallop. His saddlebags were bulging, and he carried a gun.
What did he look like?
Well, he passed me too quickly to get much of a description, but there's one thing I did notice because his hat had fallen off. He had red hair.
Red?
A real brick color.
Mr. Barnes, could you give us any idea of the size of this man?
Well, not with any degree of accuracy. He was riding like the wind.
Would you say he was large or small?
Oh, on the large side, probably tipped the scales at 200 pounds.
What kind of horse was he riding?
Oh, that's not important. He could change horses. Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Thank you very much.
I'm glad if I've been able to help, sir.
Well, you and Mr. Crothers both.
Do you want to question me some more?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Crothers. Your description of the suspect tallied perfectly with that of Mr. Barnes.
Would you leave your addresses, please?
San Francisco, general delivery.
I'm leaving shortly for Mexico to attend to some mining interests, but mail addressed to me at Chihuahua will reach me.
Good. Well, now we're really on the track of something.
Speaking of tracks, sir.
I've gotten more information out of those two men in 5 minutes than you've given me in the past 5 days.
I'd still like to know what kind of horse that bandit could have been riding.
It's the rider we're after, man, not the horse.
But my point is...
And you call yourself a detective?
I'm doing my best, Mr. Nichols.
It's not good enough for Wells Fargo. You're fired.
Oh, Jim, how dreadful to have fallen down on your very first assignment.
But I didn't. If I'd been given just a little more time, I'd have got to the bottom of this case.
I feel so responsible.
It's not your fault. It's just my hard luck.
I asked my uncle to hire you.
You did?
Yes, I told him how wonderful you were. I really believed it.
But you don't anymore.
Well, weren't there any clues you could follow up?
There's the testimony that's just come in about a thick-set red-headed man.
Nothing else?
The footprints and other tracks around the empty express boxes, and this.
Well, that's my glove.
Yes.
Well, where did you find it? I lost it at the time of the holdup.
And I picked it up in the road about a mile this side of the holdup place.
Well, how in the world?
Your uncle has a theory that someone in the stage was in cahoots with the robber. Signaled him there was gold aboard.
Well, I still don't understand.
As a detective, may I point out that a glove thrown from the window would make a mighty good signal?
Jim Burney, are you implying that I threw that glove out on purpose to warn a bandit?
I'm only trying to
Well,
point out...
I've never been so insulted in all my life.
Will you please let me finish?
I've heard all I want to.
Jeannie, listen. I'm just trying to tell you that any other detective on the job would put you through a grilling.
Any other detective wouldn't be as stupid as you are.
We'll see.
Let me have that glove. Oh, Jim, where are you going?
Away from here.
Oh, Jim, I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Oh, please come back.
When this case has been solved. And not until then. Goodbye.
Jim!
A sack of mail for the boys up in the mines, and worth its weight in gold.
Speaking of gold, Uncle Cliff,
We're still as much in the dark as ever.
and it's been months now since the holdup,
We raised the reward, put our top men on the job.
and even they can't solve it. You never should have fired him, Uncle Cliff.
Who? Jim Burney?
It wasn't fair.
I'm afraid I did act impulsively. But I thought we'd uncovered a really hot trail.
The red-headed man.
Yes. Who disappeared, apparently, from the face of the earth, along with 500 pounds of bullion. Does Burney still hold it against me?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him in all these months.
I didn't realize you cared that much about him, Jeannie.
If anything's happened to him, I'll never forgive myself.
Oh, nothing's happened to him.
But it's not like him not to write.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send word to all the Wells Fargo offices to keep an eye out for him. If he's anywhere in this country, they'll locate him.
Cliff.
Tell you the truth, I sort of had that young fellow on my own mind. Jeannie, a wire just came in from our head office in San Francisco. Expect Jim Burney on afternoon stage, Friday. That's all it says.
That's enough.
Here you are, sir. Here's your bandit and his confederate.
And here's your gold.
When Mr. Barnes was in here testifying that day last summer, he gave Chihuahua as a forwarding address.
Well, that was a darn fool thing to do.
So I decided to follow him there.
Why?
There was nothing to keep me here any longer. I reached Chihuahua just as he and his partner were preparing to go off into the mountains. And who should his partner prove to be but our friend Mr. Crothers? A most delightful surprise. They had quite a pack outfit. Camp supplies, mining tools. All they lacked was a cook. And they managed to line one up the day before they left. A Mexican by the name of Pancho. He was a surly fellow, spoke almost no English. But he could rustle grub, and that was all that mattered. Until one day...
Why, you dirty thieving son of a gun. I'll teach you to keep your hands off our gold.
What's going on here?
This low-life greaser's been helping himself to our dust.
No, senor.
I caught him at it inside the tent. He had a sack of it right in his hand. And he's going to pay for it with his hide.
Don't be a fool. What are a few pinches of dust compared with the gold we've got? And where are we going to find ourselves another cook out here in these wilds?
Well, I don't like the fella, and I never have.
Won't be for much longer. A couple of more bars to grind up, and we'll be on our way back to Frisco. Ready to live like princes. You, Pancho, get a move on.
Si, senor.
Russell Scrub.
So that's how they worked it. Took the bullion to Mexico and ground it up.
You got the story from Pancho?
I was Pancho.
You?
I suspected him from the beginning, and you wouldn't let me horsewhip him.
Well, I'll be darned.
Once back in Chihuahua, we parted company. We made our ways north separately, I by land and they by sea. I got to San Francisco ahead of them, so I waited at Wells Fargo. I knew it would only be a matter of time before they turned up with their newly mined gold. But I didn't think you'd be so stupid as to deposit the whole 6,000 ounces. Almost exactly the amount of the stolen bars.
That was a coincidence, and we can prove it in court. I can also prove I have a bona fide gold mine in Mexico.
You won't have a leg to stand on in court. Not in the face of Mr. Bernie's evidence.
He's got no evidence. Oh, sure, he followed us to Chihuahua, all right. Disguised himself like a little boy playing detective. But he never laid eyes on any bars of bullion because there weren't any there. What we ground up, we dug from the mine.
That's perfectly true. I never did see any bars of bullion. They were mighty smart about it. Carried on the whole operation somewhere underground.
And then he has the nerve to arrest us. We should be suing you for stealing, helping yourself to our dust.
Only a few pinches. What are a few pinches? But I had to go through every ounce of gold dust before I found what I wanted. If you'll take a look at that through a magnifying glass, what do you see, sir?
The insignia of the mill that shipped the bullion.
Exactly. Not complete, but enough there to be unmistakable. I was able to piece the bits of gold together, unfortunately for Barnes and Crothers. They didn't grind it quite fine enough.
What did you want to do? Add murder to the charges already against you? Take him out and lock him up. Get his wound attended to.
That's twice he's been winged in the same shoulder. It was a neat trick of Barnes shooting him during the holdup to throw off suspicion.
You still haven't told us what made you suspicious.
It was a simple matter of arithmetic.
What do you mean?
Do you remember Barnes telling us about the red-headed man on horseback, riding like the wind?
Yes.
Saddlebags bulging, presumably with bullion. 10 bars of it, each bar weighing 50 pounds. That's 500 pounds. Add to that the weight of the man. Barnes and Crothers both agreed he weighed over 200. And that horse would have been carrying a total of more than 700 pounds at a gallop. An impossible feat. Even walking, a horse can carry only about 250 pounds any distance.
Jim, how smart of you.
Then how did he tote the bullion off?
By wagon. I found the wheel tracks in the bushes where he dragged the boxes from the road.
And you never told me this.
Well, I tried to, that last day.
You took a long chance trailing those two down to Mexico. One little slip on your part, and your life wouldn't have been worth a dime.
Don't think I didn't know it. May I see you back to your house?
Thank you.
Just a minute. Your $10,000 reward. Nice little nest egg.
I can't accept that, sir. As a Wells Fargo employee.
You're not a Wells Fargo employee any longer because I fired you. But as of tomorrow, you resume your duties here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Suppose I hadn't taken my gloves off that day on the stage with Crothers.
Then he'd have thrown out his own handkerchief as a signal. Your glove gave him a wonderful opportunity to use something that could never be traced to him.
And you never told my uncle about it?
No,
I'm glad.
but I kept it.
Why?
So I'd have something of yours to carry over my heart.
Oh, Jim, darling.
All of which goes to show there's no such thing as a perfect crime. somebody, someday, and some way catches up with the criminal. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. There's an old saying that politics makes strange bedfellows, but I'll say that prospecting makes even stranger ones. Take this case of a retired Army officer who arrived here in Arizona in the 1880s with a grub stake looking for a partner. I'll call our story, for reasons I'm sure you'll understand later, Fair Exchange.
Pardon me, sir. I'm trying to locate Mr. Stoner. The mining man. He was referred to me by a friend back east.
Oh, Charlie Stoner.
Could you direct me to his office?
See that building across the street? The Road to Ruin? That's where he generally transacts his business.
Thank you.
What'll it be?
I'm looking for a Mr. Charles Stoner. I was told I might find him here.
Right down there, end of the bar. Fella trying to bum a drink.
Oh, no, there must be some mistake. Mr. Stoner is a mineralogist, a mining consultant.
Hey, Charlie, gentleman here wants to consult you.
Two whiskeys. I'm Major George Bullock. Our mutual friend, Captain Boyd, tells me you know more about ores than any man in Saline County.
In the whole stinking territory. What you got in mind, mister? I mean, Major.
Let's sit down. I was stationed at Fort Whipple for 3 years, so I know something about the desert, but I've had no practical experience in mining or prospecting.
That's where I come in. Everything that Boyd told you about me, Major, was true. I'm a rock hound from way back.
A long way back.
Oh, I know I sort of lost my grip. This devilish drink. But I can lick that. Give me a job to do away from all these deadfalls, and I'll be as good as I ever was. I swear it. All I need is a chance, Major. Just give me a chance. couple of months. 1 month.
Well, I suppose I've got nothing to lose.
Done. Hey, Pop, bring us... Oh, I'm sorry.
You're on the wagon as of right now. Partner?
Yes, sirree. How soon do you want to start?
Now as to terms.
You name them.
I provide the grub stake.
And me the know-how.
Share and share alike.
Come on around to the house and meet my wife. This will be the best news that Phoebe's had in years.
Uh-oh. My bag.
Did you get rid of him?
I beg your pardon.
Never gives up hoping, Charlie don't, that he can bamboozle somebody into grub staking him. But it won't be a tough old army man, will it, Major?
He came all the way out here from the east with my name in his pocket.
I wanted to go prospecting for gold ever since I was a young shavetail.
He came to the right place, didn't he, Phoebe?
My husband's had plenty of experience.
Where's my bedroll, do you know?
With the rest of your stuff. What's left of it.
Seems like old times again. Packing an outfit. Oh!
He's like a kid.
You're the answer to his prayer, Major.
He might be the answer to mine.
Charlie really does know ore.
Let's hope he finds some.
He'll do his best. I think it's only fair to warn you, Major.
Phoebe? I can't find my kit. My assay kit. You got any idea where it went?
You sold it, Charlie.
Sold it? Oh, yeah.
He pawned nearly everything that wasn't nailed down.
I can provide whatever we need.
Major, please don't let my husband get his hands on any money.
Why?
This weakness of his for liquor, you just can't trust him. Oh, I don't mean he's dishonest.
I understand.
He wants to get back on his feet. He wants to the worst way.
I'm sure he will.
I'm glad you have faith in him. Because nobody else in the world has.
How about you?
I'm his wife.
Anybody there? Good. We can move in. We're in luck, Major. Find headquarters all set up for us.
You plan to stay here?
Sure.
So near town?
What's that got to do with it? If there's gold here...
Is there?
That's what we're going to find out. Well, everything's shipshape. Oh, say, pretty fancy cufflinks, Major.
A gift from a very fine woman. Very much like your Phoebe.
Scorpion. I got him. Well, guess I'll get up in the old bunk.
Oh, is that late? I say exactly 8:32. What do you say?
Nothing. I don't own a watch. I just go by my stomach. Well, good night, Major.
You mind if I read a while?
Not if you can keep your eyes open. More than I can do. Oh.
What's that? Who's there?
What? Huh? What happened?
Heard a noise.
Oh, for gosh sake, Major, it's only some little night critter.
Well, I don't like them in my bedroom. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, you better get back to sleep, Major. We got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Good morning, Major.
Charlie, you seen my watch?
Your watch?
Right beside my bunk last night. Now it's missing.
Huh. Sure it ain't in your own pocket?
No.
Huh. Well, that's the darndest. I heard a watch is running down before, but never away.
This is no joking matter, Charlie.
It'll show up.
It better. Before the end of the day, Charlie.
I'll rustle us some coffee.
Still doesn't make sense to me prospecting so near town.
Gold's where you find it.
Any gold around here been discovered long ago.
They found gold right on the billings on the main street.
Like saloons? What's wrong?
Oh, this pick. Hasp's come loose. I'll have to go back to the shack and get another one.
Well, let's call it a day.
No. Won't take me long. I'll be right back.
What are you up to now, Charlie?
I'm sorry.
Replacing something that's missing?
If you think I took that watch of yours...
Then what were you doing in my bag? Looking for my stick pin, maybe my medal? Or was it my cufflinks?
No, I didn't touch them.
Let's stop playing games, Charlie. Why were you snooping in my bag?
If you must know, I was looking for a bottle. My hide was fairly cracking. Oh, I know I had no business. I'm ashamed of myself. But it won't happen again, Major, I promise.
Simply because I have no bottle. I'm going back to work, Charlie. But what I said this morning about that watch being replaced before the end of the day still goes.
Major. Nothing.
Charlie?
Charlie! Charlie! Hey, Pop, fill her up.
Ain't you had about enough for one night, Charlie?
I want to get drunk. That's my business.
Okay. Okay.
I thought I'd find you here. All right, Charlie, fork him over. Charlie, what'd you do with him?
Well, if it ain't the Major. What'll it be?
My gold watch and cufflinks. He stole them.
Well, I ain't seen nothing of him. He's paid for his drinks in cash.
Then he must have hocked them. All right, Charlie, where'd you hock them? Charlie, what did you do with my things?
Things. Beautiful things.
Keep an eye on it.
Where are you going?
To get the sheriff. I'll be back when he sobers up.
It'll be a good 24 hours. He's got a real skinful.
I'll go out and break up camp. The only reason he chose that place is so he could hightail it back to town. His own wife warned me.
Yeah, this will be a real blow to Phoebe.
Good night, Sheriff.
Good night.
Got your message, Sheriff.
I thought you might worry if Charlie didn't come home.
I didn't even know he was in town. I'll take him as soon as he's in any condition.
You, prepared to go bail?
Bail? Since when is getting drunk a crime?
Phoebe, your husband was locked up on a charge of grand larceny.
Oh, no. Who?
Major Bullock.
Please. You know Charlie. He won't try to run away. I'll be responsible.
I can get in trouble on...
Please, Ed.
Well, I don't think Charlie'd ever do anything to hurt you. All right.
Why did you do it? He trusted you.
Trusted my foot. He was double-crossing me.
Charlie, there's no excuse ever for stealing.
I took nothing but what was rightfully mine.
His watch and cufflinks.
Half of them nuggets belonged to me.
Nuggets?
Share and share alike. That was the agreement.
Did you say nuggets?
Sure. That buzzard struck gold and never told me. Hid it under his bunk where he thought I wouldn't find it.
Charlie, are you telling me the truth?
How do you think I got the money to get drunk? Oh, I know I shouldn't have fallen off the wagon, Phoebe, but I was so darn mad.
I'm mad, too. Come on. We're gonna drive out there right now and settle a few things with Mr. Major.
Hello, Major. Surprised to see me?
Well, how did you get out?
He was let out for good behavior.
Well, now, his being out probably explains what happened to my medal and my stick pin.
Now, look here,
They
Major.
were missing when I got back here.
Are you accusing me again? What would I want with a stupid medal?
I'm only saying...
You're a fine one to talk, you thieving hypocrite.
Charlie...
I should have had a showdown with you when I first found out, but I was a coward. That's what comes of losing your self-respect.
What in the world are you talking about? When you first found out what?
Pretended to give me a chance. A chance. All you wanted to do was to use me and then to cheat me.
Charlie may drink, but he wouldn't double-cross a partner.
What are you two talking about?
Don't play dumb, Major. I found them nuggets hid under your bunk.
And he only took his share.
No. I never saw these before in my life.
Then how did they get there?
I don't know. You can look in my bag. There's nothing there.
Nothing. Except this hole.
Looks like something gnawed it.
Well, I'll be everlastingly galled darned. We've had visitors, Major. Four-legged ones. I'm sorry for all the names I just called you, Major. Do you have any more jewelry?
Well, certainly not.
No, I can't use your wedding ring.
Charlie, what are you driving at?
I gotta find something shiny.
Charlie, what in the world are you doing?
Now just sit down and stay put, even if it takes all night. And don't make a sound, or else wait outside. You too. It won't be long now.
Where you going?
He's taking it to his nest. What did I tell you?
Why, watch.
Your medal.
That little rascal, he stole them. Charlie, Charlie, where'd he go?
Charlie, we found everything.
Charlie, I want to apologize for even thinking that you'd steal these.
Junk.
Junk?
Compared to what the critter left us in exchange. He's what's known as a pack rat or a trade rat. He's full of tricks. He can't resist stealing, especially shiny things. But for everything he takes, he leaves something in its place.
The nuggets.
The nuggets. And here's where they come from. A whole ledge of gold. We've struck it rich.
Partners.
Partners.
And that's the story how one of the great gold mines of Saline, Arizona was discovered. It made its owners rich, but more than that, it made a mannequin of Charlie. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. Long before it became known as the sport of kings, horse racing was one of the world's favorite pastimes. And nowhere did it enjoy greater popularity than in the Old West. This is the story of a fateful Nevada stake race, and I call it Half a Loaf. The story begins, however, not on the western frontier, but in far-off Virginia.
All right, I have $900. Going once, going twice. Sold to the gentleman for $900. Come, gentlemen. Now, just a moment. The sale may not be quite over. I crave your indulgence for just a moment.
Now what?
Well, there won't be much left after the creditors are paid. I thought you might have changed your mind about Country Squire.
Look, we went through all that before. This was my father's favorite horse, and he is not for sale.
Well, he's way past his racing prime, and he's lame to boot.
You let me worry about that. Besides, I'm taking him as part of my share.
All right, gentlemen. All right, the sale is over. I know you gentlemen are anxious to get away, so I'll hurry up with the accounting.
He was right, you know, about Squire.
I'm willing to gamble my last penny I can get him into shape by the time the track opens.
But you don't have much left to gamble with, Greg. And it costs a lot to ship a horse to Saratoga.
Well, I'll squeak through.
I'll tell you what. I'll pay half of Squire's shipping charges and half his keep till you find out whether that leg clears up.
All right, on one condition.
What's that?
Half of everything I win goes to you.
All right. But you get half of all the gold I dig up.
Are you still going to sit out for Nevada?
That's right. It's a deal.
Whatever either of us comes up with, we share and share alike.
Keep your britches on, Sonny. We'll get there.
Couldn't we go just a bit faster?
Scared there won't be no gold left?
No, but it's a long road from Virginia. Now that I'm on the last lap, seems I can hardly wait. We'll be at least an hour late, won't we?
An hour? Nope. Won't be more than 55 minutes late getting into church, Greg.
Mind now, Pee-wee. Give him a good rub down.
Yes, sir, Mr. Murdoch.
Mr. Murdoch. What's up, Dawson?
Hello, boys.
Hi, Murdoch.
Well, we're making up a pool on how late old Charlie will bring in the stage today. Do you want in for $20?
Why not? I'll take 55 minutes.
Why, shucks, old Charlie's nearly 55 minutes late already.
Oh, I didn't realize what time it was. Well, I guess that's one on me, boys. The stage would have to be practically within hailing distance right now, or I'd lose.
$55 minutes exactly. You win, Mr. Murdoch.
How does he do it? Well, now, wasn't that something? Sure pays a man to forget to look at his watch once in a while, doesn't it? Oh, sure. Well, thank you, boys. Thank you very much. Now, how about coming across to the saloon? The drinks are on me.
That's a good idea.
You did it again, Pop, after you promised me.
Well, I'm sorry, Helen, but I thought I had that Murdoch dead to rights this time.
Nobody ever has Sure Thing Murdoch dead to rights. Look, chances are he had it fixed up with old Charlie to bring the stage in at exactly 55 minutes late.
Now, you know that old Charlie wouldn't do a thing like that.
Well, he not only would, but he did.
Now, ain't I got troubles enough without a stranger butting in?
Sorry.
Oh, you're not butting in as far as I'm concerned. Look, it's time that the people in Cherry Creek learned a lesson about Sure Thing Murdoch. Why, he's won bets around here about everything from wrestling matches to how many crackers there are in a barrel.
Well, that still don't prove that Charlie was in on this.
Well, I rode up on the box with him, and he told me we'd be 55 minutes late getting into Cherry Creek. Why, he walked the horses along, and then he speeded them up just to make it look natural.
Well, that still could be just one of those things.
Oh, one of those sure things.
All right, have it your own way.
Poor Pop. Oh, if you want something, I'd be glad to help you.
Well, I'm going prospecting, and I picked out this shovel, and, well, the truth is, I'm too green even to know what I need.
Well, the mining stuff's all over there.
Oh. Well, I see you run the post office here, too. Oh, I sure hope there's a letter for me pretty soon.
Oh, sounds important. Your wife?
Oh, not married.
The best girl?
My brother. All the family I got left.
Well, if you let me know where your diggings are, well, I'll try to get word to you if a letter comes. That is, if you tell me your name.
Oh, sure thing. I mean, Lamont Carlyle. Good to see you, Helen. You too, Pop?
Yeah.
Hey, what brings you all the way out here?
Well, they had a little supply, so run to mine. You know, before you come along, I used to be able to make these deliveries all by myself.
Pop, you know why I came this time. It's lucky you sent us word you were changing your diggings to Sugarloaf Hill.
You don't mean a letter finally came?
On this morning stage.
You know, I'm the duly appointed postmaster at Cherry Creek. But my delivering that piece of mail wasn't good enough for her.
Good news?
Well, Squire, that's the thoroughbred I was telling you about. Is almost over his lameness. The very first week of the Saratoga meeting, Greg picked 7 winners. And,
What?
Nothing but losers ever since. In fact, he's flatter than a flapjack. Had to take a job in the stable. Yeah, I wish I could send him a little money. The truth is, I'm almost busted myself. Well, I guess I was dreaming to think I could find a gold mine.
Well, wake up and quit dreaming. I think you've been standing on one.
A gold mine? Right here, you mean I'm standing on it?
Well, what do you expect, Nuggets? I've done a little prospecting in my day. That looks like pay dirt. Just don't stand there.
But I...
Butts is for billy goats. Get your claim markers up. You can ride into town with us. And bring plenty of those samples for your sayer.
Not yet.
No.
Well, I went ahead and filed the claim already. You think I was a fool not to wait till you finished the assay report?
Yes and no.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, there's gold there, but it ain't high grade. Probably wouldn't run you more than $40 a ton. And you're going to have to move a lot of rock to make it pay. I don't think you'll ever make a go of it alone.
Well, I made my brother a half partner in the claim. I already wrote him to come out right away.
That won't do much good if all he's got is just muscles. You're going to need a lot of heavy equipment to get that ore out. You're going to need a stamp mill, all of which is going to take a lot of capital.
I see. Well, you suppose I could buy it on the strength of this assay report?
Oh, you mind get backing from any of a dozen different outfits in Denver or maybe even in San Francisco?
Well, I couldn't afford the fare there.
There's one local man that might be persuaded to loan you the money.
You mean you?
No, I was referring to Mr. Murdoch.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm kind of afraid to do business with him.
He's the only man in these parts with the cash you're looking for. So, if you don't want to do business with him, you just ain't doing business.
Thank you.
Well, my friend, I've already got those papers all drawn up for you.
That's so.
Yes, sirree. You'll never find moss growing on any proposition Samuel T. Murdoch is interested in.
Well, it must be a pretty good investment. Because I understand you never back anything that's not a sure thing.
That's right. I like sure things. And that's what you've got right here, a sure thing. But the proper equipment, that is. Without it, you've got nothing but calluses.
All right, let's see the papers.
I'm only charging you 10% interest. And the payment on the principal won't be due for 90 days.
That's mighty soon.
And to save time, I've already made out a draft to the Great Western Mining Equipment Company of Sacramento. You just endorse it and get it in the mail right away, and you'll be able to make those payments like they were peanuts.
Yes, but according to this agreement, if I should happen to default, you get to mine.
Well, now, a man puts up $15,000, he's entitled to protection. Anyone else you'd borrow from is going to demand the same thing. Well?
There's pen and ink in my tent. Excuse me. Well, you sure put one over on me, didn't you, Murdoch?
Well, I can't imagine what you're talking about.
This letter from the Great Western Mining Equipment Company. Informing me they won't be able to make deliveries on that equipment for at least 120 days.
Well, now, that's a real darn right shame.
Oh, I knew you'd cry your eyes out for me. Especially since the first payment on that contract is due you in 90 days. You found yourself a sure thing, all right, didn't you?
Well, now, how was I to know they were short of machinery?
Well, maybe this will refresh your memory. In fact, we had already informed Mr. Murdoch of the unavoidable delay in all deliveries.
Carlyle, I guess the rocks and the men are just a little bit too hard for you out here in the West.
What'd he say?
He's actually proud of the way he tricked me. The worst part of it is, it's like he says, all according to law.
Well, can't you get your money back and buy the equipment somewhere else?
Not a chance. They already cashed the bank draft and entered the order. But there must be some law to protect people against a slippery customer like him.
No one in this town's ever had the courage to take Murdoch to court.
Maybe it's about time someone did.
verdict. Litigants will rise. The evidence shows that you were deliberately deceived and done in. But we happen to have a principle in law, caveat emptor, which means let the buyer beware. Now, you bought the money, but this court can do nothing about the terms except to urge you to do a little more bewaring the next time you make any deal, particularly with men of the defendant's nature. However, an investigation of the title to the Sugarloaf Mine reveals that Lamont and Gregory Carlisle were not registered as co-owners, but as individual owners of a 50% share apiece.
Well, what has that got to do with it?
Under the law, Lamont Carlisle had no right to put up his brother's half interest in this mine. It is therefore the decision of this court that S.T. Murdoch can foreclose only on Lamont Carlisle's half interest in the mine, and that Gregory Carlisle's separate half interest shall remain free and unencumbered. Court is adjourned.
Well, you're pretty slick yourself, ain't you?
Call it that if you like.
Well, what I don't like is being in business with your brother. Where is he, anyway?
I finally heard from him. He's on his way here.
Oh, good. Well, when he shows up, send him around. I never was one to be satisfied with just half a load.
Well, he'll be here any day, Murdoch. But I wouldn't be too anxious to meet him if I were you.
Greg! Well, hello, brother. How are you?
Gee, it's great to see you, Greg.
Maybe you don't think I'm glad to see you.
Well, what took you so long? I thought you'd never get here.
Neither did I. But the only way I could cross country was on old Squire's back.
Good old Squire.
I just couldn't risk laming him again, so I took it in real easy stages. Every now and then I had to stop off to earn enough for grub. Well, hello.
You're Greg.
That's right.
This is Helen.
Well, I see you really did strike it rich up here, brother. And I don't mean just the Sugarloaf Mine.
Oh, Greg, listen, about the mine.
Out of the way, everybody! Get back! Out of the way! Get back!
Horse racing, Western style?
Sure thing, Murdoch style. He's not only got most of the money in town, he owns a horse that just won.
Well, I'd sure like to meet him.
You will. In fact, you're in business with him.
Me?
Here he comes.
Oh, this is my brother.
Well, the long-lost brother. You know, I actually thought he made you up. Slick enough to, you know.
We Carlyles don't consider being called slick a compliment.
Oh, well, now, I didn't mean no harm. Me, I like everything slick. Men and, horses. Never saw a breed like that before. What is he?
A thoroughbred.
Oh, my mistake, I guess. I never would have picked that horse for a thoroughbred.
Listen, Mr. Agent.
Greg.
You were saying?
Never mind.
It's too bad he doesn't amount to more. I'm sort of running out of horses to race against Starhill. But, about the mine.
Later. My brother and I have some things to talk over first.
I'll be over at the saloon. Thoroughbred, eh?
Why wouldn't you let me take up his challenge? Or are you so set against betting?
Like I said, we got things to talk over.
Bring it.
Yes.
Two. Yeah, 2-1, 2.
Well, boys, here's to settling our differences.
Sounds like you got an idea on the subject.
Sure thing. I mean, sign your half of the mine over to me, and I'll give you a percentage on all I take out of there.
No.
Well, you haven't even asked me what percentage.
Don't have to. Why, you'd rig the books so that even a mother lode wouldn't show a profit.
You just don't trust me, do you, boys? Well, do you have a better solution to the problem?
Yeah. A little stake race. Our half the mine against yours.
You mean Star Hill against your horse?
That's right. What do you say?
Well, I'd want to sleep on it.
Well, I told you to back down, Greg. He only likes a sure thing.
Said I'd let you know in the morning, didn't I?
Well, suit yourself, Murdoch. Come on, Greg.
Where do you want us to start, Mr. Murdoch?
Start your race down at the rock slide. And finish up at this point up there.
That's about the right distance.
All right, let's get started. I'll be waiting down here.
Didn't even have to prod him, Mr. Murdoch. Star Hill had plenty left at the finish.
Good. How about that one?
I pushed him for all he was worth. He just ain't got it.
Heard Murdoch was looking for you boys. Over at the hotel.
Don't worry. He'll find us.
Speak of the devil.
Well, you boys changing your horse's shoes?
Just the two front ones.
Well, I must say he looks a lot sharper than the first time I seen him.
In other words, you didn't sleep too well.
How's that?
You said you had to sleep on it. I guess you had a bad dream and decided not to race your horse against Squire.
As a matter of fact, I had me a mighty satisfying dream. Just real as life. I saw Star Hill breezing down Main Street an easy winner. Well, you can't back down on me now just because you heard the mining equipment is finally arriving.
It is? Well, Carlisle never backed down yet.
2 o'clock this afternoon, then? Let's shake on it.
Let's put it in writing instead.
I already have. A winner gets all of the Sugarloaf mine, and this is something that'll hold up in any court.
Come on, Tate. You shouldn't have let Murdoch trick you into this.
Well, half of mine's no good anyway.
Get ready. One, two.
I just can't understand it.
Well, it's not so hard to understand, Murdoch. We just tore a page out of your book.
How'd you work it? What'd you do?
Well, I knew you'd never make the bet unless you figured it was a sure thing, which meant that you'd probably kidnap Squire and hold a test race.
That still doesn't explain it.
This will. We put these heavy shoes, weighing 4 pounds apiece, on Squire's front hooves for your race last night. That slowed him down. And this morning, we put the regular shoes back on. Here, nail them up over your mantle.
The winning of that horse race was only the beginning for the Carlisle brothers. For the Sugarloaf Mine became one of the most productive in the history of the Old West. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. What happens when a sinner and a real smart one joins up with a band of saints? Saints with a capital S. That's the situation in the story you're about to hear. A story I call Miracle of the Seagull. It is the first week of April, 1847. In the back room of a lodging house in the bustling frontier town of St. Joseph, Missouri, James Reeves is busily at work behind locked doors, making counterfeit banknotes.
Who is it?
Sheriff Mack. All right, come on. What's the idea? Open up!
Evening, Sheriff.
What a night.
To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit from the law?
Heard you were looking for a team and wagon, is that right?
I sure am. Do you know of one?
Wasn't thinking of skipping town, was you?
You will have your little joke now, Sheriff.
All right, Reeves. Ain't got nothing pinned on you yet, Reeves. So if you want this outfit, it'll cost you $800.
$800?
Brigham Young has bought up everything in sight.
Brigham Young?
He's leading his first party west from winter quarters up the river to the Promised Land.
When? How soon?
Day after tomorrow, they leave. Maybe you'll be thinking of joining them.
Yes, by gosh, I will.
Hey, you must be in an all-fired hurry to leave town. A slick article like you taking up with the Latter-day Saints.
Oh, lay off me, Sheriff. I'm in a hurry to get west.
All right, Sonny. Just fork over $800 for this wagon team and you can leave town with my blessings. Oh, no. Good, hard, cold cash on the barrelhead. Coin of the realm. None of those pretty picture papers of yours, Sonny.
Give me some time to get the money.
Sure. Daylight tomorrow morning.
I'll have it.
Yeah. Take your tools with you.
You don't think I'd leave him here for you to use, do you, Sheriff?
know, boy, it makes me feel real good to consign you and your considerable talents to Brother Brigham. Let's see what he'll make out of you.
James Reeves?
Yeah.
I spoke to Brigham Young. He says it's all right so long as you provide your own food.
I'm well stocked.
Because we've got just enough to last, measured down to the last pound of flour.
Where is it you're bound for? California, Oregon?
That is between Brigham Young and God.
Even you don't know?
I am only an elder in the church. You are an outsider.
Oh, I trust I won't be regarded as too much of an outsider. Even though I haven't been baptized as yet.
Then you are interested?
I certainly am.
Good. You can fall in line anywhere with your wagon.
Thank you, Elder Snow.
Is that farm implements you have here under this tarpaulin?
No.
Oh. I was hoping it was. We're taking along all we've got room for. Seeds, too. So that we can start planting as soon as we find the promised land. You'll be expected to do your share of work. We're letting you go along because you've got a good right arm.
I've got 2 good arms.
For the service of the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
It will be your duty to keep a record of the distance covered each day by counting the revolutions of your wagon wheel. And no guesswork either. On the basis of your reports, we will establish mileposts along the way for the benefit of those who follow. James Reeves.
Oh, me?
You will gather buffalo chips.
Buffalo chips?
To use as fuel for our campfires.
Look, Elder, that's the lowest job in the whole outfit.
If there is any trade at which you are proficient, name it.
Well, I'd be very glad to pay somebody to do the work for me.
Put your money away. Every man in this company works for the common good. You've had your orders.
That's what you think. What's it worth to you to take over my job?
I've already got a job.
What about you?
He has a job, too. Everybody has.
Yeah, but look, here's your chance to make a little extra money.
Money has no place with us.
But it must have. What do you do when you want to buy things? Food, clothing.
The barter system works very well.
Barter?
Reeves, get a basket and start gathering fuel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We've been gathering roots that we could use for dyes.
This is fuel.
You've never pioneered before. I can tell by your actions.
No, I'm a city man.
What line of work?
Printing.
Books. How wonderful.
And, general stuff.
Have you read the works of our prophet Joseph Smith?
No, I'm afraid not.
Or the discourses of Brigham Young?
But he doesn't have to. He can hear him preach.
If he attends the meetings.
Would you like to? There's a hymn sing this evening.
Why, thank you. I should be delighted.
You weren't singing.
I didn't know the words.
I'll teach them to you.
When?
Tomorrow when we make camp.
Be there with my best voice.
The Spirit of God like a fire is burning. The latter-day glory begins to come forth. Now repeat after me.
You have the longest eyelashes I've ever seen.
Why, Brother James, you're being irreverent.
I'm sorry.
How did you ever happen to join this company?
I was in a hurry to get west.
What are you going to do when you get there?
Make a fortune.
You're very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, I've already made quite a pile. You ever seen money? Come on, touch it. It won't bite you. Love to see you laugh. You have a dimple that comes and goes.
Why, I believe you're flirting with me. You do it with every girl.
You're the first Mormon, I swear.
What's the matter?
Folks claim you Mormons have horns.
Well, look and see.
Sister Judith.
Brother Lorenzo, I was just teaching Brother James the words of our hymns.
There's work to be done. The evening meal to prepare. And fuel needed for the fires to cook it.
There are no buffalo along this part of the trail. I've looked.
Then find a substitute.
Where are we taking this cut through the mountains? I thought we were sticking to the Oregon Trail.
We're not going to Oregon.
Well, where are we going?
To the Promised Land.
And where's that?
The Lord is directing us.
You don't know. We're just wandering around through the wilderness.
Brigham Young will recognize the place.
Then I'll go and ask him.
Brigham Young is sick, stricken with mountain fever. He can talk to no one.
Stop it here.
Brother Brigham, we're out of the canyon. We're on a high plateau. Off there is the west.
It is enough. This is the place. We will settle in that valley.
Here on this campsite, we will build the city of Zion. According to these plans which I have drawn up. To the north, between the two creeks, will stand the temple of our God on a lot of 40 acres, adorned with trees. The city will be divided into blocks of 10 acres each, with 8 lots in a block of 1 1/4 acre each. Each man will be apportioned a lot. The streets will be wide. No house will be permitted to...
You fellas don't need a whole acre and a quarter to build a house on. Take an acre of it off your hands.
Each house will have to be 20 feet
The same offer goes to you.
No man will be suffered to cut up his lot and sell a part of it to speculate out of his brethren. Every man must keep his lot whole. For the Lord hath given it to us without price. The same is true of the land outside the city. It will be farmed cooperatively and neither bought nor sold.
Doesn't look like anything would grow in this soil. dry as a bone. I thought the promised land would be cool and green.
There must be springs. There's certainly water up there in those mountains. And the man who owns the water rights will make a fortune. I'll ride up there the first chance I get and locate. Take up the timber rights, too. Behold, the future lumber king of the Salt Lake Valley.
Ah, there you are. I was looking for you. You've been assigned to a party to go up into the mountains to cut timber.
Timber?
For the stockade. Later on for houses. We'll need plenty. Well, man, what are you gawping at?
Would you mind telling me who got there first?
Why, the Lord, of course. It's him we have to thank for the trees, the streams. We'll bring water down, too, for irrigation.
We?
The Mormon Church.
I see.
You're back.
A receipt for my services cutting timber, which I'm about to present in exchange for food. You Mormons certainly fix it so nobody ever gets rich.
Food is worth its weight in gold at this point. Brigham Young put us on strict rations when he left.
He's gone?
Back east. To bring out another party in the spring. He made some other things rather plain, too, before he left. A single woman has no place in a community like this.
I quite agree.
I must select a husband.
That's easy. Marry me.
But you're not of our faith.
What difference does that make? I love you and you love me.
But you don't understand. Our laws are very strict.
All right, then. We'll move on to California. I've got plenty of money, and there's lots more where this came from.
Why do you always think you can buy whatever you want? It isn't a question of money. But these are my people. I belong here.
How can we get around them, then?
There's only one way. You join the church.
Me? Become a Mormon? Never.
I didn't realize you felt that strongly about it.
I'm sorry, but I just can't go along with all these things you Mormons believe in. These signs and miracles and revelations. They're ridiculous.
Then I'll marry someone who does.
Who? Not that old blue-nosed Brother Lorenzo. He's old enough to be your father. Judith, you couldn't love him.
Brother Lorenzo's a fine man. And I respect him.
You don't know anything at all about love. But I could teach you.
How dare you, you infidel! I hate you. I despise you. I don't ever want to see you again.
You won't. I'm packing up and pulling out of here today. Shaking the dust of you Mormons off my feet forever. All I need is enough supplies to last me till I get to Fort Bridger. I'll pay you well.
We don't want your money.
Stop telling me that. This once, you've got to take it.
But we do need you. We're facing privations, hunger, dangers we know nothing about. We need all the help we can get till this year's crops are in.
Then I have no choice.
You've ridden along on our coattails this far, Brother Reeves. You can't run out on us now.
Seems to me she ought to be on her feet by now.
These low fevers, hang on.
She's been sick all winter. 3 times I've posted our marriage bans. And each time she's had a relapse.
You can't go against nature.
That soup you're making ought to put strength into her. Has a powerful smell.
It's a piece of buffalo hide quilt. I scraped the hair off of and boiled up.
Ah, Reeves.
I brought you some more firewood.
Thank you very much.
You're just the fellow I wanted to see, Brother James.
What for?
The church has given me a consignment of lumber at last to build my new house. Our new house. And your services to help build it.
My services?
I'd like to get started at once so it'll be ready to move into after we're married.
Why the devil should I build your house?
You haven't a word to say about it, brother, as long as you're a member of this community. The lumber will be delivered to my lot tomorrow morning. I'll see you there.
Brigham Young will be gratified with what we've accomplished during his absence. A score of babies born, more than 100 houses built, crops planted, and first grain heading up.
Just in time to save us all from starvation.
I knew we'd make out.
Look, there's another. Look. The sky's full of them.
Quick, to the fields, before they attack our crops! Round up, everybody. Tell them to bring rakes, shovels, anything they can fight with.
Where is that God of yours now, who brought us to this promised land?
You mustn't lose faith, Jim.
I never had it. How right I was. A lot of good your preaching and praying and singing has done you.
It's the only thing left for us now. Pray.
Sisters and brethren, let us all unite in prayer.
Is he crazy stopping to pray at a time like this?
Old fool.
Almighty God, look down upon these thy children,
we beseech thee.
Hear our prayer.
We have worked hard and endured much, O Lord, to build a kingdom here, where we could worship thee according to our lights, and preach thy gospel.
Judith, you look so tired, so worn.
Pray, Jim, pray.
Rid us of these varmints, Lord.
Even as thou didst rid the land of Egypt of its plague of locusts in the days of Moses.
Save this land. Don't let these people starve. Not for myself, but for her, O Lord. Amen.
We ask it in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Seagulls! They can't be. Here in the middle of the desert?
They're coming down.
Look! They're after the crickets! They're devouring them! They're eating them!
They're eating them.
It's a miracle.
Yes, straight from heaven. Thank you. No man could live through such an experience and not come to believe.
If it's done that for you, then it was worth all we went through.
The first time in my life I ever prayed for something instead of trying to buy it.
You've come a long way, Jim.
You don't know how far. I've always been a fake.
I don't believe that.
It's true. Instead of going after the real thing, I settle for imitations. Cheap counterfeit.
I'm real.
Judith, is there any hope for me?
Miracles have happened.
In Temple Square, Salt Lake City, is this monument to a seagull. The only monument in the United States in honor of a bird. It's a state crime out there to kill a seagull. For to this day, whenever the scourge of crickets threatens, the seagulls are ready and waiting to save the crops of Utah. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. The easy road to popularity is to tell people what they want to hear. But what happens when a conscientious man knows that the popular thing is the wrong thing? When he realized California must surrender to the Americans, this was the problem faced by Don Augustine Olvera.
Governor Pico, what shall we do?
Senores, let's face this problem squarely. Is there a solution? What do you think, Olvera?
Your Excellency, our position is hopeless. We're overwhelmed by sheer weight of numbers. Kearny's army threatens us from the south and the east. Commodore Stockton's fleet blockades San Pedro. His Marines can force a landing at any time.
Don't be too pessimistic, Olvera. We drove the last landing back into the water.
With due respect, Governor Pico, he has since been reinforced by the Savannah, a 54-gun ship of the line. Facing it, we have 2 cannon, both 100 years old. Fremont's Bear Flag Army advances from the north. They're now camped at San Fernando. North, south, east, west. And here we are. Fish in a net.
Those are American helmets, senores. We have won a victory.
Compañeros, this is a great day for California.
We have learned to fight the Americans. We want to find victory at San Pascual. And it's only the beginning. Soon, my friends, will drive these gringos back across the desert.
Juan!
Dolores! Dolores, querida! Dolores, we ran them off the field. Professional soldiers, and still we beat them.
Are you hurt? Any wounds?
Oh, see, I brought back a souvenir. A gringo jacket.
Oh, Juan, it had blood on it.
Naturally, do you think he gave it to me? Please, my friends, not now. We must report to the governor. Maybe this will put courage in the old man, huh? Come de Toro.
Victory, Your Excellency, at San Pascual. I brought you dispatches from your brother.
I'm glad you're safe, Juan.
The lieutenant is about to marry my daughter.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. You join a fine family. Excuse me. Andres never gives details. Come on, tell us about the battle.
The Americans were camped in a village. General Pico hit our main body in a ravine a mile from their lines. We advanced and challenged them with 50 men. These dragoons, these professionals. They formed a line of battle and charged. We deliberately turned and ran. We threw down our sombreros, our capes, even some lances. I kept shouting, "Oh, please, save me from these terrible gringos!" In their eagerness to capture us, they broke formation. We stayed just out of reach and led them by our main body. Then, General Pico hit them on the flank. We wheeled and struck the center. They broke and fled. If it weren't for their artillery, we would have wiped them out. One cannot fight cannon with lances.
You don't show much enthusiasm, Senor Olvera.
Captain, a notable feat of arms. But, senores, a pinprick in the hide of a giant, nothing more. We proved we could meet that cavalry. Now, if we had just guns enough to match their artillery... You'd win, I believe that. But we don't have the guns. Or much else.
We have been discussing the whole course of the war. Senores, you may listen if you like. Go on, Don Agustin.
This victory means we can lay down our arms with honor. But lay them down we must. Senors, we bring you victory. You talk of surrender?
Captain, please.
But, Your Excellency, surrender an army still able to fight. It's cowardly. Still able to fight, Captain, but not to win. This is necessity, not free choice. Suppose we did fight on. Suppose by some miracle and by the certain sacrifice of our best young men, we were able to check the enemy here in California. Have we gained anything? No. Here in Mexico, this is where the war will be won or lost. And it is being hopelessly lost. Veracruz has fallen. General Santa Anna was beaten at Buena Vista. American troops march on Mexico City. Senores, we Californians continued to fight against overwhelming odds, hoping to pin down American troops. We succeeded, but our actions can no longer affect the course of the war. We can do nothing here but die. By surrendering now, we gain the most favorable terms and save the lives of our young men. Save your concern. You asked us to quit when we seen the backs of the enemy. We're soldiers, good ones. Your faith in us is too weak. On the contrary, our regard for you is greater than your own. Words, sir, words. If you supplied more cannon and less words, it would be the gringos who begged for peace. We refuse to surrender.
Enough. Be content with the honor you have won, Captain. Don't force me to deal with you as a rebel. Any more opinions, senores?
Senor Olvera has said it all.
Very well. Meet with Colonel Fremont and arrange for the surrender of California.
Caballeros, in time you...
Captain Rocha!
Hey! Hey, that? Hard!
I'm Colonel Fremont. Which of you will speak for Governor Pico?
I will. Don Agustin Olvera.
Judge Olvera?
May I present General Andres Pico, military commandant, and Squadron Commander Jose Carrillo.
The terms of the treaty are simple. Disband military forces. Surrender such artillery as you have. Your lives and property will be secure. Your religion will be respected. Everyone will have equal rights under equal law.
The terms are very generous.
We want them to be. I've been instructed to preserve the friendliest relationships with the Californians. You sign, gentlemen? Thank you, gentlemen. For one moment. Judge Olvera, I speak also for Kearney and Stockton. We don't want to rule by martial law, but we can't establish civil government without men of your caliber. Would you consider serving us in your present capacity?
I might do you more harm than good. I strongly urge the surrender so the appointment might be misunderstood.
By whom? Anyone with an ounce of sense knows you were beat.
No one likes to surrender, Colonel. Even when it's necessary, no one wants to face it.
You don't have to give your answer now. Think it over. For obvious reasons, we could use a link with the past. You with the civil law. There'll be no one to take over if you don't.
So, it's now Don Pio Pico, private citizen. Not even Don, Mr. Pio Pico.
You can still be Judge Olvera.
How? You know what the people would think?
Let me give you my experience as governor. Don't worry about what people think. Most of them don't. They only feel. Besides, whether they love you or hate you, they need you. We all need friends in the new government.
Suppose the appointment causes trouble.
If there's trouble, Olvera, you will not be the cause, only the excuse.
It can't be. Quiet! Quiet! Fremont has appointed a new civil judge, Agustin Olvera. Olvera said he wanted to save our lives. He wanted to save his job. Are we going to be bound by a traitors' treaty?
No.
I say, show these gringos we're men. Make them respect us.
Sí.
That'll do us more good in the future than any surrender. Come, De Toro.
Dolores, may I come in?
No.
Please, Dolores. What happened?
Nothing.
Oh? You are crying on general principles?
Did we have to surrender, Papa?
My dear, listen to me and try to understand. Wars are fought. One side wins, the other loses. Then it is over. Sometimes it is good to die in a lost cause, but one must use judgment about when to live and when to die. Mexico cannot win. She can only suffer and bleed. But more important, we couldn't help her anymore. Now, do you understand?
I do, Papa. But no one else does.
Collins! Smith!
Were taken from the bodies of 2 of my men. They're not vaquero lances. They're Mexican cavalry.
And just what do you want from me?
You're the civil authority. I expect you to stop them.
I'm not exactly their favorite advisor, Colonel.
Yes, but one way or the other, they're going to stop. If they want more war, I'll give it to them.
Papa?
Dolores, where can I find Juan?
I haven't seen him since he went hunting.
Hunting what? American dragoons? I didn't ask you if you'd seen him, though I know you have. I asked you if you knew where he was.
He wouldn't want me to tell you, Papa.
You don't have to. Go to him and arrange a meeting. I must talk to him in Rocha. Will you do that?
I'll try.
Dolores.
Buenas noches, señorita.
Dolores, how I've missed you. But you should not have come here.
Papa sent me.
Here? Why?
He wants to talk to you and Captain Rocha.
Has he seen the American colonel recently?
Yes.
Then I know what he wants to say. Talk would not change anything.
He wants it so bad.
Dolores, you know what they tell us in church about forsaking all others. Your father and I may never speak again, but as my wife, you must side with me.
But he's not always wrong.
True. But we cannot live in a house divided. If you think your father is right, go back to him. But do not try to convert me.
Don't make me choose.
Times have made us all choose.
I regret to say it, Olvera, but your position is extremely awkward. Many Californians think that you sold them out, that you expected to... But now, with the rumor that your daughter has joined the insurgents, the Americans don't trust you either.
What the Americans think does not concern me. I've lost contact with our people. Their sympathies are with the caballeros.
Yes, they're even taking pride in them.
He means Rocha's a hero.
And why not? His men ride and fight well. Who knows, senores? Perhaps if we were younger ourselves. the hanging. They will be tried as prisoners of war.
But there isn't any war. You signed the peace treaty yourself. They'll be tried as bandits and hanged. Do you know how my men feel about this? I only kept the prisoners alive to make an example.
I understand your problem, Colonel, but...
Olvera, between us, I admit, maybe Rocha thought he was right. But as military commandant, I don't care what a man thinks if he kills my men.
I had to face the problem of what people think. So can you. Don't ignore the passions of my people and pamper those of your own. These men are heroes. Fools too, perhaps, but do not call them bandits. They are soldiers, and I will try them as such.
If you don't hang them, I will.
Then I warn you, Colonel. I'll resign. This could cause an uprising.
An uprising? Over you? You're not exactly the best-loved man in Los Angeles.
No, not over me. Over a principle. It will prove that we have no protection under the law. That only those who obey you can stay in office.
All right. You think what you like. But you remember, if there is an uprising, I have the power to suppress it.
Then you'll have to use it. Let the war start again. Slaughter each other. But when I come into court tomorrow, I'll carry my resignation in my pocket. And if you take those prisoners from me, I'm not only through, I'll join the irregulars myself.
Captain, I will platoon a man at the courthouse tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
May I come in?
Oh? Suddenly you start asking my permission again?
Oh, Papa, Papa, don't let them hang him, please. Don't let them hang him.
I doubt that I can stop it.
Then, can we be married first?
Now you care what I want?
I always have, Papa. Only
you thought I wouldn't understand because I'm old. Dolores, I wasn't born old. You have my blessing.
Oh, ahí viene.
His Honor, Don Agustin Oliveira, Judge of the First Instance. Everybody rise. Be seated. Prisoners, approach the bench.
Ricardo Rocha, Juan de Toro.
Murderers.
Prisoners of war who have violated the peace treaty. Have you any defense? Apparently you felt dishonored by surrender. Tell me, senores, is honor satisfied now that you've shed more blood? Are the caballeros killed in your raid now reveling somewhere in their glory? Or are they just dead? Stupidly dead? The children of these men cannot eat this glory of their fathers. They make the real sacrifice. It is left to cowards like us to remember our duty and fill their little bellies. Have you no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding at all? Can't you see the emptiness of these gestures? Since there is no defense, I sentence you to 5 years in prison.
Come on.
Get back in line! You heard me! Get back there! I know the verdict you wanted. I wanted it myself, but we didn't get it. And we're not going to pay the price to get it. They were fools for honor. We won't be fools for revenge. At considerable cost to himself, Judge Alvaro has been for the cause of California-American friendship. As a symbol of that friendship, he's too valuable to lose. We'll abide by his decision.
A few months later, Mexico suffered defeat, as Alvera predicted. A general amnesty was declared. All the prisoners of war were released, permitting Dolores Alvera to be reunited with her bridegroom. After California became a state, Don Augustin Alvera was elected the first judge of Los Angeles. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. I'm sure you've heard of Lady Godiva, who, according to legend, rode naked through the streets of Coventry. The hero of our story tonight is a man, a young newspaper reporter by the name of Sam Swift. And the streets are those of a western city in the early 1900s. But you'll soon see why Sam became known as Mr. Godiva.
Sam.
Marjorie, darling.
No, Sam, you shouldn't. You haven't received Father's permission yet.
Sweetheart, all I need is your permission.
No, Sam, it's not proper.
All right, I'll see your father. State my intentions.
Marjorie! In here, Father. Here's your chance. There's no time like the present.
Hello, baby. I brought... Oh, hello, Swift.
Good afternoon, sir.
You gentlemen know each other? Mr. Norman Cates of the Sierra National Bank. Sam Swift.
Of the Daily Bulletin. How do you do?
Oh, Norman, did you drive Father home in your new Pierce Arrow?
Why, yes, I did.
I'd love to see it. Will you show it to me?
I'd be delighted.
Excuse us. Oh, Father, Sam has something to ask you. Come on, Norman.
I guess you know what I'm going to say, Mr. Delafield.
I do.
I hope I have your permission, sir.
You don't.
I don't.
Until I'm clear on a few points. What are your prospects, Swift?
Of persuading her? Good.
Of supporting her?
Oh, well, I'll do my best, sir.
Let's see. The newspaper reporter, you make $25 a week, isn't it?
30, sir.
That table you're sitting on costs 20 times as much. Furnishings in this room alone represent many thousands of dollars, and there are 19 other rooms in the house.
Well, surely, sir. You don't expect a young son-in-law to provide a setup like this.
No, but I'd want the assurance that he could someday. Well, a fellow like Norman Cates has prospects. He's heading for the presidency of his bank.
Well, if it's money you want, I'll make it, plenty of it.
That isn't as easy as it sounds.
I don't agree, sir. Money's one of the easiest things in the world to come by. You started with nothing. You were a hard rock miner in Virginia City. I know your whole story. It's on file in the morgue over at the Bulletin.
And apparently you're not impressed.
On the contrary. It just bears out my belief that in this country of ours, all a man needs is a little imagination, some enterprise, and he can become rich, practically overnight.
It has taken me my entire life to accumulate a fortune. You have no idea,
Mr.
my boy.
Delafield, I'll bet you that I can start out tomorrow with absolutely nothing. Not a penny to my name, not a stitch on my back.
Naked?
Naked. And in 3 days...
You'd be arrested in 3 minutes for indecent exposure.
Let me finish. In 3 days, I can earn enough by my own honest efforts to wear an Antonio suit like yours. Eat in the finest restaurant in town. Drive a Winton automobile and $1,000 in the bank.
Say that again. $1,000 in the bank. A Winton automobile.
Custom clothes by Antonio. Meals in the finest restaurant in town.
In the space of 3 days, young fella, you've got yourself a bet.
And if I succeed?
You can marry all the daughters I've got.
I'll settle for Marjorie. Thank you, Mr. Delafield. I knew you were a gambler. You'd never gotten as far as you did if you weren't.
When are you going to start Horatio Alger?
Tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock. Palace Hotel, room 202.
I'll have a committee on hand to see that you abide by the rules.
You're privileged, sir.
One other stipulation.
Yes?
Marjorie is to know nothing of this wager.
Agreed. Good day, sir.
Sam, you're off your trolley.
Maybe.
But what do you want to do it for?
Ah, my business. Your business is news, and I'm giving you a story.
If you've got the nerve to go through with it.
Then I can have the next 3 days off then, Chief? Thanks.
You mean you're really going to appear in public like a newly hatched egg?
You be at the front door of the Palace Hotel tomorrow morning at 9:30 with your camera, and you'll see.
Come in.
Mr. Swift?
Ah, Mr. Delafield's committee. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Allow me to introduce Judge Downey.
How to do, sir?
Dr. Wright here.
Dr. Ryder.
How do you know?
My name is Bascom. I'm the manager of this hotel.
How do you do? Well, gentlemen, I think you're 5 minutes early, or else my watch is slow. Oh, Mr. Bascom.
Yeah?
You'd be kind enough to do me the favor of keeping this in the hotel safe?
Yes.
And my wallet? There's $3 there. Now, you gentlemen all know the conditions of the agreement?
We do.
Well, I may as well get started. This won't take long. How's the weather outside?
Thermometer read 52 this morning.
Any people on the street?
Not too many.
There will be. Well, gentlemen, I'm ready for the inspection, and you will have your admission fee ready.
Admission?
Certainly. You don't think you're going to see me for nothing, do you? Cost each of you 4 bets.
50 cents.
Mr. Delafield never mentioned this.
No.
An oversight on his part.
Well, we can't inspect him without looking.
And we can't look without paying.
So, I guess we may as well pay.
There you are, sir.
Smile. Thank you.
Thanks, boy.
Thank you. All right, gentlemen. How about it, Doc?
Naked as the day you were born.
Judge?
Verdict? Naked.
Mr. Bascom?
September Morn himself.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll be with you in a second. Well, I'm on my way.
Hey,
You're not naked.
Well, I was. You testified to that.
That's right. You did start out naked. You are stealing one of our towels.
I am renting this towel from the hotel, sir, for 25 cents. Money which I honestly earned. Another stipulation of my agreement with Mr. Delafield. Well, pardon me. Good day, gentlemen. Oh, good morning.
Sam! Hold it!
That should be a beaut. Now, would you care to make a statement for the press?
Yeah, a note for the fashion editor. Skin is being worn with goose pimples this season.
Yes. Anything else?
Yeah. You may quote me as saying that now I know how Lady Godiva felt when she took her famous ride. See you, Ernie. Good morning.
Well, my friend, looks like you came into the right place.
Yeah, just in time, too.
Somebody steal your clothes?
No, I gave them away.
Oh, now you want a nice new outfit, huh?
That's right. What have you got for $1.25?
$1.25? That's a joke. Why, that wouldn't even buy you a necktie.
That's all I've got to spend.
Well, then, my friend, you came to the wrong place. This is high-class tailor shop.
Well, if you have no suit within my price range, I'll have to make my own.
Now, you get out of here before I lose my temper.
Just a minute, Mr.
Tu sei pazzo, figlio mio. You get out.
Antoni, you believe in advertising.
You get out or I'll call the police.
How would you like to have 5,000 people outside your store today? Have your name, a picture of your shop on the front page of every newspaper in the city? Everybody talking about Antonio Suits. $1 million worth of publicity for free.
For free?
Uh-huh.
How do I get it?
Well, loan me some scissors. Sell me 6 yards of brown wrapping paper, some needles and thread, and a few buttons for $1.25, and you'll see.
$1 million worth to advertise?
That's
for
right.
Free?
Uh-huh.
I'll do it.
Sam Swift, as he emerged from the Palace Hotel this morning to brave the asphalt streets, chilly weather, city cops, and the hazards of traffic.
How perfectly disgusting. The man must be demented. No one in his right mind would do a thing like that, would they, Marcus?
Well, it's a bit unusual.
He must have amnesia or something.
You know these newspaper men, anything for publicity.
But why? What could he possibly gain by it?
Well, why do men sit on flagpoles or jump out of balloons?
Well, I never could understand.
Where is he now?
At the hour of going to press, Mr. Swift was sitting in the window of Antonio's tailor shop, cutting out paper dowels.
Well, how's this for a suit made out of paper? What do you think, huh?
I still think you are crazy, but I love you like my own brother. Look at that crowd out there. I never had such publicity in all my life. Never. Just for that, Mr. Swift, I'm going to make you a suit myself. The best suit in the house. Real good.
Well, I still haven't got a cent to my name, Mr. Antonio.
That's for free, no charge.
That's what I've been waiting to hear. I'll be in for it tomorrow.
I'll be ready for you.
Good. Oh, take care of my towel for me, will you?
Sure. What are you going to do now?
Sally forth and find some way to make $1,000.
Be careful, that crowd don't start to grabbing souvenirs for your paper suit.
Souvenirs! Oh! Thank you, brother.
For what?
For giving me an idea.
Faccio sia pazziso, so pazziso.
Front page, Ernie? Did you? Take a look at this. What, you want me to autograph this paper as a souvenir of the occasion? Why, certainly, sir. Happy to do it. There you are, sir. I don't want your order. $1. Oh, no, sir. Happy to do it for only a quarter. And hand it over. Oh, one at a time, folks. Don't push. Have your quarters ready. Here, Ernie, you be cashier. Put the quarter in the hat. That's right. Thank you.
Sam, you really cleaned up. Mr. Swift de la Grande, you're a financial genius.
Well, now, Sam, you're not going to carry all this money around with you, are you?
No, I'm going to put it in the bank. I know exactly the right one, the Sierra National. I take it to Mr. Norman Cates, assistant manager in charge of new accounts.
He made me the laughingstock of the entire bank, standing there barefooted with that ridiculous paper suit. I shall never live it down.
$767.50 in the space of a couple of hours.
Just goes to prove what fools people can be, to pay whatever he asked.
25 cents.
How do you know?
Well, I just happened to be in the neighborhood and I got caught in the crowd.
Don't tell me you bought his autograph, Eliza.
Well, I don't think it's funny. I don't think any of it's funny.
The boy's a financial wizard.
He's a cheap exhibitionist. If you pardon me, sir.
I agree with Mr. Cates. To think that he's been in this house, in this very room.
Why, yes.
Calling upon Marjorie.
Well, whoever put him up to this ought to be ashamed of himself.
His editor, most likely, to boost sales.
Father, call the Bulletin up and tell them just what you think of them.
That it's yellow journalism.
You bought a paper yourself, my dear.
Well, where is Sam now? Does anybody know?
Hi, Chief.
What's the latest?
He's in the park, cooking himself some supper. Says he's going to spend the night there, on a bench.
After making all that money selling autographs?
Says he's got to save that for something else.
Has he given you any idea as to why he's doing all this?
So he closes up like a clam whenever I ask him.
Well, he's still front page copy. Did you get any more pictures?
Nope, he's put his foot down.
What?
Says from now on, anybody who photographs him has to pay $100 a shot.
Well, pay him. I said pay him. Man alive, it's worth $500. Get that trim and get back there.
Okay, Chief. Hold it.
Here you are.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Thank you. Every little bit helps. Need any more pictures? Look me up. Guess I'll call it a day.
Mrs. Smith! Mrs. Smith! I am Pierre de Chinon, a friend of Monsieur Antonio.
Oh, yes. How do you do?
I own Maxime's restaurant on Front Street. You know the place?
Sure, everybody does. The finest restaurant in town. Those that can afford it.
Monsieur Swift, I would be most happy if you would be the guest of Maxime's.
Well, thank you, but I've already had my supper, beans and bacon.
Tomorrow, then. And the next day. And the day after that. Monsieur Swift, you shall have carte blanche at Maxim's any time you wish.
I won't have to eat in the window.
No, Monsieur Swift. I shall give you the best table, and I shall tell everybody Maxim's is where Sam Swift, the nature man, is. They will fight for reservations. They will want their menus autographed.
Oh, no. No more autographs.
You will come then without autograph?
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Thank you, Mr. Swift. And now I go to tell my chef to create a new dish named for you.
Make it spare ribs, on like a diver.
Now, Sam, what is all this about? Come on, break down. What's the reason behind all this?
Well, I told you. I'm trying to prove that America is the land of opportunity.
All right, but what's your reason?
Ernie, do you ever sleep under newspapers? Quite an art to it. Let me show you. Observe. Sports section, I wrap around my feet. Want ads? Around my knees. Society section, around my hips. Cooking hints, over the stomach. Advice to the lovelorn, over the heart. And so, my dear friends, I bid you one and all a fond good night. Marjorie!
I'm not where you were. I asked a policeman.
What, do you think it's proper to visit a man in his bedroom?
Sam, this joke has gone far enough. Nobody has a right to exploit you like this.
I'm not being exploited.
You're coming back with me right now.
Back where?
Why, to our house, where you can have a good hot bath and some dinner. Father will...
So your father sent you?
No,
You tell your father from me I'm not calling my dogs off, understand? I've come this far in this thing, I'm seeing it through.
Sam, dear.
And don't you try to tempt me.
Sam, listen to me, please. Norman's waiting right over there with his automobile. He'll drive you.
Norman, now I know it's a plot to put me out of the running. I'm not budging.
You are an exhibitionist of the most vulgar sort. You just want to make the headlines, bask in the limelight. Well, I think it's disgusting. Brave to death out here. Get yourself arrested. I don't care. I hope I never see or hear of you again. You eccentric.
Marjorie!
Norman, I said that I couldn't give you an answer, but my mind's made up. I will marry you.
Oh, Marjorie.
Now, I'd like to look at some hats.
Oh, we have a complete selection. All kinds. Derbies, fedoras.
I don't like those. Let's try the skimmer and see how it looks.
No, Mr. Swift. This way.
Aha.
Huh?
Hey, Sam, there's a fella outside with an automobile for you.
An automobile?
Ernie, what do you think of this hat?
It's a Winton.
I know.
You bought a Wyndham?
Oh, no, I can't afford an expensive car like that.
Someday you will.
Let's hope. Meanwhile, the company, at my suggestion, is giving me the use of one of their new models in return for my endorsement.
Mr. Swift, you're killing me. Yesterday you ducked in here just ahead of the police wearing a towel. And today you drive away in a Wyndham and wearing an Antonio suit.
Tony, all it takes is a little imagination and some enterprise.
And plenty of nerve.
That helps, too.
Oh, Marjorie, this is wonderful. I'll give a big tea to announce it, and I think a June wedding would be lovely.
Father, you haven't said a word yet.
Oh, well, this is all so sudden, it's kind of taken my breath away.
Oh, if you knew what a comfort this was, Norman. I may call you Norman, mayn't I?
Why, certainly, Mother.
To know that our little girl is going to be in such good hands.
It's Sam.
I won't see him.
I'll tell the butler to refuse him. We're not at home.
No, I've got to see him.
Then you can see him alone.
Yes, I do not care to have any further words with him. Come, dear.
Now, look, you can't leave me to face him all by myself.
Why?
Well, it wouldn't be good manners for you all to walk out.
I hardly think Mr. Swift will be concerned with manners.
But you don't understand.
Hello, everybody. Well, I made it, Mr. Delafield, and faster than I thought I would, too. 30 hours instead of 3 days.
You have clothes on.
A genuine Antonio. And $1,000 in the bank, and a Winton at the curb.
A Winton?
Yes. I prefer it to the Pierce Herald. The manager at Maxime's is reserving a table for 2 for me this evening. Will you give me the pleasure of your company, Miss Delafield?
Sam,
My fiancée and I are dining together this evening.
Fiancée?
It's true.
And we're all very happy about it.
I'm sorry, Sam. I had no idea she'd get engaged to anyone else so soon.
Father, what are you talking about?
Sam and I made a bet.
And you lost?
Yes, I lost. I lost to son-in-law who's one of the greatest go-getters this country has ever seen. A man I could take into my company, trained to succeed me.
Marcus, will you please stop raving and explain?
Sam bet me that he could start with nothing, but nothing, and end up in 3 days like this.
And the stakes?
Permission to court you.
Marcus, how could you? So that was the reason. Sam, why didn't you tell me?
It's part of the bargain. Well, my congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
I hope you'll be very happy.
Sam, wait!
Let him go, Marjorie.
Let him go? Why would you have done what he did? Go through what he has just to win me? You know you wouldn't. You wouldn't even appear on the street without a necktie. Sam!
There he is now. He's cranking up the automobile.
Maybe she will catch up to him.
Come on, Margie. Hurry up or he'll get away.
Sam, I wanted to explain.
Nothing to say, Marjorie.
But you don't understand.
I'd rather not hear it.
They're arguing. Oh, now she's climbing in beside him.
Good.
She's throwing her arms around him.
In public.
That's my girl.
They're kissing.
Good going, Mr. Godiva.
There, Mother.
Don't mother me.
And the moral of this story is, if you want a thing badly enough in a country like ours, there's generally some way of getting it honestly.
আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না কি কইতেছেন আপনি কি কইতেছেন গায়ে হাত দিবেন কেন গায়ে দিও মানে এ বড় গায়ে দিলে কি করবে একদম গায়ে করতেছেন তুই গায়ে দিলে তুই আমি আজকে শেষ কর তুই টাকা দে আমার টাকা দে ওরে আজকে বই
আপনি কোন রাস্তার মধ্যে আইছেন ভাই এই আপনি কারে করছেন হ্যাঁ
আরে ভাই আপনারে কই নাই আমার কল দিছিলাম আমি কল রিসিভ করতেছ না ওরে কইছি
আমারে কোন মানে এই আপনি নামেন তো নামেন আমি যাব না আপনি কি কইতেছেন হ্যাঁ
আপনি যাবেন না কেন
না আমি যাব না আপনি নামেন আমার টাকা দেন আমি যাইগা
দেমু না টাকা আমারে না নিয়ে গেলে আমি ভাড়া দেবো না। আরে আপনি কখন থেকে এই অলি করতেছেন? আপনার আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না, একদমই সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না। আপনি টাকা দেন আমি জায়গা। আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না। কি কইতেছেন আপনি? কি কইতেছেন? গায়ে হাত দিবেন কেন? গায়ে হাত দেব না। এ বেটা গায়ে হাত দিলে কি করবে? একদম গায়ে হাত করতেছেন। তুই তুই গায়ে তুই আমি আজকে শেষ কর। তুই টাকা দে, আমার টাকা দে। ওরে আজকে বই মোটরসাইকেল করে নিয়ে যেতেছেন ভাই। এটা আমার মালিকের মোটরসাইকেল ভাই। ভাই মোটরসাইকেল নিয়ে যান না।
গাড়ি থামলো কেন?
স্যার একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে।
ভাই ভাই আমার একটু বাঁচান
স্যার,
ভাই।
পেটে তো ছুরি।
মনে হচ্ছে চিন্তা কি?
হসপিটালে নিয়ে যান ভাই।
স্যার হসপিটালে নিয়ে যাব?
আরে পাগল হইছো? এত রাতে থানা পুলিশের ঝামেলা কে যাবে? চালাও গাড়ি।
স্যার যে অবস্থা, মনে হয় না বাবু।
ভাই যান না ভাই। ও ভাই আমার একটু হসপিটাল।
Video 1 ngày 2 tháng 7 2024, binh chia liền Metro Boy. Ô không, cái gì hiện ở trên màn hình của tôi vậy? Nó sẽ quay tiếp cái trò lò lò là màu này. Từ anh chỉ cho nó thẳng bên cộng 10%, good landing, hạ cánh tốt, chỉnh tiếp. Đây á, đúng rồi. Chuẩn không? À, không, từ từ. Bên 15 lap rồi á. Sẽ một bút này. Vào Discord à. Không phải tiếp rồi. Anh cày xem đến bao giờ được 80 củ cái đầu ngoài. Thì anh vào anh quanh 10 lần. Vào 50 củ 10 lần. Cái cày vòng sau tận 50 củ và thua. Nó quay được, nó có đủ tiền quay vòng này. Cú chết rồi. Bên chia lên, bên chia lính. Chuẩn không thầy? Kathleen thông đạo Ziot à? Rồi sao phải hạ cánh rồi? Bên thầy cho xoay tròn nhé. Đây là perfect á. Shit. 10 lap này. Perfect không? Perfect. Đây, perfect. Điểm. Gì vậy? Đây à? Không, ai ơi. Không phải đâu. Cơ sở đấy là trụ sở chính. Quan chủ để sống theo công ý. Quan chủ lại với Hà Đông Cung. Cho nóng đang nóng này là cái gì? Lãng du bộ khởi đầu ấn thiên cung. À, khởi đầu bố ngon rồi, đây dấu ngon rồi, này ngon rồi, này ngon bài gì này ngon. Thần dân linh mệnh đi. Và vẽ biết đâu hiểu. Được mà nó cũng chuẩn chỉ chứ. cái khổng lồ vậy sao? Linh trên lên không nhặt trước lần nữa. Hello guys. Tao nhìn chắc chị chim choang chưa? Mấy thằng Trung Quốc cũng ra này. Mày có thằng điên xin ở Pripyat, mày có thích Pripyat không? Có thằng con lợn này. 34 tỷ nhỉ? Bay đến 80 triệu. 80 đồng. Yes, bay. Ghê. Rồi nguyên nhà, đéo giờ đánh nguyên nhà vào. Không, trên một con chữ đét. Như hủy đét. Thì mấy con này ở dưới mình sẽ quay một cười nó chịu. Mới tắc kè này, nhìn như con nhái. Bên chia lên cầm. Đúng vậy. Nghe ngồi nghe ngồi. Ai đánh bộ khởi đầu đúng không vậy? Cộng một tướng à? Không, ai đánh bộ khởi đầu cũng thầy à? Coi thầy xin phép vậy. Còn tiền 3 sao tiếp 3. Để check bài á, không có thằng đánh á. Này có oan thì sao? Không phải. Đánh thần rừng à? À đâu? Hiệu này mà đánh sút rồi. Yeah. Để xem có nên lắp vườn hàng. Thừa thì bớt 2 lần mà. Và đây kiếm tiền để bớt nha. Chẳng mà sao chúng nó cứ chơi ở đây. Kiếm tiền để bớt ở đây ạ. Ra chúng nó cứ bày ở đây thì anh cũng bày ở đây rồi. Những quan đi bớt. Rồi ra khỏi xe rồi. Khi red ra cái red thờ red luôn. Chuẩn form vậy thầy ơi. Sojin này. Sojin khả năng à. Kiếm đồ cho Asia rồi. Có quan trọng xin ra đâu. Sắp đủ đồ. Bình chia lên. Đầu ra quân oan giỏi mà cho hiệu thần rừng thực sự là hợp lý đấy thầy. Bao là hợp lý. Luận đầu à để tài chính. Tắc kè phải thần rừng cũng vậy, tắc kè loài mắt. Lắc đi à? Lắc đi ra sau. À, đẹp đấy nhỉ, đẹp đấy. Là đẹp. Không sao đâu bạn ơi. Không sao. À. Ngồi đầu. Mình không biết. Bay nhanh bay đi hết mà. Bay tỷ lap. Phải không vậy? Ta tính chưa? Tích chưa? Tích rồi. Tích rồi pin. chịu rồi, phải bay trên đỉnh một lúc nó xuống. Cũng muốn. Wow. Có phần nữa, theo hết 38. Ui. Ê, ok, thua mà. Thua được mà. Cái này thua được mà. Chôn không? Quà sinh nhật là trai quý nhở? Thua được mà, mình thua thằng này mà. May sang này vậy. Ok, đấy, lại vào đây đã tự di chuyển, đã thể di chuyển, đã thể chỉnh hai bên là xong. Đinh không phải, Đinh không phải, Đinh không thấy ơi, Đinh không thấy ơi, Đinh không thấy ơi, Đinh không thấy ơi, Đinh, ai á, chôn tao. M là nó 50m. Nhanh lên tao. Từ từ rồi. Mắc thêm 7 Ghét. Chuẩn không nhỉ? Bay sự nhất đấy. Đấy là biệt. Vậy gì hay à, mảnh rất nhiều mảnh nha, rất nhiều mảnh cung luôn mà. Thôi xin cái mảnh lấy đồ chỗ ăn vậy, nếu cái giáp máu nữa kiếp mấy cái mảnh cũng hết sạch mà. Nếu mảnh còn lại cái gì vậy? Ui rồi nháy phát 2 lần. Chuẩn không vậy chấm. Chuẩn đét cho thôi. Chuẩn và đét như phi công vậy. Ok, bay tiếp, bay cao. Thu rồi sao nhỉ? Thu rồi sao ấy? Rồi thằng Zena bắn đau lắm. Zena 2 đồ rồi, chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đao đấy, hiểu. Vội vậy chồng. 6.8 à, vậy sẽ lên 7. Ok, đằng nào phải đắp cho thờ rét mà. Thôi đừng nói chung với nhau đây. Mèo 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 mèo. Trốn mày trốn. 5 địch mạnh nghe, lắp phần này vào xong mạnh địch từ các cái xếp tiền nhé. Thề thua cũng được là bắn cũng khỏe nhưng mà chúng còn quỷ hơn cơ. Đéo sao gian là 2 đồ đéo chịu được. Quỷ đó chịu. Súng bài không vậy? À, kiếm tiền, tiến kiềm 138m, sự là nhiều ấy, không bay nữa thì thôi. Máy đẹp đét 400 mà. 2 này. 303. Thử để mình nghĩ chợ hay sao? Chưa đến lượt 4 này. 117 à? Sẽ là một cái Sojin đi. Ok, quyết định. Sẽ lấy một cái Sojin đi. I'm go here. 707 triệu sẽ được lên 6.8. Tốc độ sẽ là mắc ping không? Quỷ ác quỷ phi phai. Tốc độ bù đắc bù nào nào. Mấy thằng này có một chút game thôi chứ. Thằng này rebirth 163 lần. Kê vậy. Sojin thì con này hợp lý hơn này. Nhanh này là con bên kia nhưng mà đợi đồ bình tĩnh. Vội vãi. Xe hấp đủ rồi hả? 46 à? Đấy nó chỉnh cài nhót.
2 giờ 2008 gì 4 giờ đi học. Chuẩn không? Mai học xong nhớ làm gì? Đi tập. Tài môn tự sáng, tối tập tiếp. Trốn không? Nhiều record này, ngon. 300, 440 mà 445 record. 50 lap 450, 450, 450, 450, 450, 451, 452. Được không? Dạ được, xít được. Gian na thực sự nhiều ấy. Bây giờ phải được 5 round thắng cơ thì mới được cộng 2 đồng. Là một round chỉ cộng bao nhiêu? Từ 2 đến 4 chỉ cộng 1 đồng thôi. Nghèo đét. 1,6k 138m. Bắc. Đi Bắc. Ngủ ơi, tụi mình ngủ. Không được. Phải quay nốt. Ê sao đéo lên thở đét 2 cho mình kìa. Này thua rồi, tài khỏe đấy. Chịu rồi. Êu, cái gì kia có dòng ánh sáng. À, bắn ra một cái đồ ánh sáng ngẫu nhiên à, chịu rồi. Cái dòng ánh sáng thì thua. Chịu. Thầy thua. Thầy chấp nhận. Ai rồi cũng phải thua thôi. Nhưng mà thua không hay đâu. Ai rồi cũng phải thua rồi. Mày perfect 300 mấy lap vậy. Em quay anh ác quỷ này. Cheers. Nổi không? Nổi không vậy thầy? Nổi không? Ôi kìa, đâu được. Perfect rồi. Ôi hỏng. Một lần thôi. Rồi, hay. Anh sợ đấy. Soraka cút. Cái đéo ở đây. Một cái giáp máu á. Cái đéo ở đây. Cái đéo ở đây. Nhào đấy.
আচ্ছা আপনি ওইদিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছে হয়েছে আমি করছি, আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নেই।
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না, করবো না কেন?
বেহায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা, তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করব না।
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করছো, তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো।
জি আস্তাগফিরুল্লাহ, কি কইতাছেন? আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব? আমি তো আপনার শাদি করব। আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করছেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম আমার হাতে লিখুন।
তোমার যা ইচ্ছা তুমি তাই করো, আমি একদমই ভয় পাই না। আগেরবার মাইনে নিছি, খেলা ছিল দেখা, এটা খেলা না, এটা আমার জীবন। আমি জীবন নিয়ে ছেলে খেলা করতে পারবো না।
আমি হাঁচা কইতেছি, আমি কিন্তু ব্লেড দিয়ে
হাতে পায়ে গলায় মুখে সব জায়গায় যেখানে ইচ্ছা সেখানে লেখো, ইংরেজি বাংলা ফার্সি যেটাতে পারো সেটাতেই লেখো, আমার কিচ্ছু যায় আসে না।
আপনার আমি শেষবারের মতো কইতেছি, আপনারা আর বেশি সময় দিব না, শুধুমাত্র 12 ঘন্টা সময় দিলাম। এই 12 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার মত বদলাইবেন, নাহলে কইলাম আমি হাঁচায় ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম লিখে ফেলাম, আমার কেউ আটকাইতে পারবো না।
আরামসে তুমি সিগারেট টানো, বুঝে নাই শান্তিতে, আর ওদিক দিয়ে কাম সারছে।
আরে শুনোস না, ওই মেয়ে তো ডেঞ্জারাস একটা ঘটনা ঘটায় ফেলছে। ব্লেড দিয়ে হাত কাটছে, এখন কি হইব মামা?
ওই মেয়েটা
বস কি মামা?
হাত কেন? ওই মেয়ের তোর কোনো কথা হয়েছিল?
কালকে রাত্রেবেলা বাসার সামনে এসে দাঁড়ায় ছিল, আমার 12 ঘন্টার আলটিমেটাম দিছে।
এই কিসের আলটিমেটাম দিছে রে? হ্যাঁ
আরে ওই বিয়াতে রাজি না হইলে কি জানি।
এই কথা তুই আগে কবি না।
আরে আমি কি বুঝছি নাকি?
আরে না বাবার কি আছে, বুঝোস না, মেয়ে তো একটা ডেঞ্জারাস। এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে।
আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? না ওই বেটা আইনার মারপে জানো, জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস না, জানবি কেন? থানায় আমি গেছি জানি। ফোন যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক নাকি, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তার খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো?
হ্যাঁ শুনলাম ও তো বাইচা আছে।
কোন হসপিটাল আছে কো আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে, হসপিটাল থাকলে এতক্ষণ তুমি চৈত্র শিকার ভিত্তা থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যাই হয়তো বাসায় আছে। এই তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা?
হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো। আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে রে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো। তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছে ও?
আছে বাবা, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করাতে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম যে লাইলি ছবি তুইলা ওরা পাঠাই দে। হয় কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুলে পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামির কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না, তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলয় তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করব না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি একটু বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন? হ্যাঁ সাদে কি আপনার মাইনছে হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। আর ঢুকছেন যখন তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্নিরা বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করব না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করব না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো নাহলে।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না। হয় তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই, আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইব, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।
Giờ có mặt thì sao? Giờ có mặt sao? Phải không? Người anh gãy hết rồi. Người anh gãy hết rồi. À đây rồi. Anh có cách rồi, anh quỳ quay. Anh quỳ quay được cái Vũ này. Chả có mặt sao? Có là đâu? Phải không? Ủa chị bay không? Bay chị bay. Quyền gái quyền. À, bài luôn chủ. Đây heo. Có tới heo chôn bố. 2 tỷ 8 à? Quỷ ác quỷ. Ác quỷ Valorant mà. Vua nghiện. Nghiện lặng mà, sự lặng ấy. À quên mất, tin cần internet rồi anh em ạ. Đó nó đi để tía đi mua đồ đi quân sự cùng với cả bọn bạn nói bằng Long ấy. Đâu nó bảo không biết có mang máy tính gì đi không đây. Bác Hồ à, sự quá không? Rồi sau 45 máu à, chuỗi thua liên tục rồi. Thua nhiều thắng rồi. 45 máu thua nhiều thắng. Đây rồi. Ôi, sắp chết rồi. Không à? Kéo đây. Ê, đó không? Ngoài như cốc à. Bẩn trông bẩn điên à. What the hell? Tụi học vô. Nhân viên con nét. Chuẩn không? Trời ơi. Nói thằng quả vải hả? Anh có ăn đâu, ăn làm gì, ăn nóng lắm để muộn ngày. Rồi anh vẫn đẳng cấp hơn à? Anh vẫn tao hỏi mấy chuyện à? Mà chửi luôn không? Thằng ấy chửi, nó chửi trước lấy lại thế không? Chửi trước lấy lại thế. Ui thì cút. Đây, anh đang có khách à? Để mắt xếp lộn đấy. Làm hiền giả, xin ra làm hiền giả đồ đẹp mùi quần của anh đéo rồi nữa. Tàn thua thằng nào nữa, phút thì phụ trời, không phải đánh game quá đen. Rồi, phút đi. 3 tỷ 4 à? Anh còn 1 tỷ rưỡi, 1.000 tỷ, 1.500 tỷ nữa xong. Đúng nha. Sao? Vì bất lần tư thì bất lần tiếp theo chắc phải 15.000 tỷ đấy. Chôn. Núp. Hả? Kìa. Kể sức mạnh bao nhiêu? Kể sức mạnh bao nhiêu? Con pet à? Con pet một con mythic, 2 con legend đấy. Là một con 2,5 mà hai con 1 mà. Nhưng mà cái sức mạnh bay của anh là 23,15 tỷ. Ừ à. Nhưng mà đéo này rất vui, chùn vô. Cái vui. Thân mà rất vui là cái gì? Rồi. Nhưng mà nó FPS rồi. cái thằng cầm súng mà không phải nhân vật chính à, trồn nhỉ à? Ghê vậy. 16 lap à? 6 tuổi à, sắp rồi. Sắp bị chìm. Và nó chuyện với anh em bình. hồi đầu anh cũng nói về game mà, hồi đầu chả phải nói về game. giờ master rồi. Rồi ăn. Đều hiểu. Ấy à, anh nên để là 5 hình giả hay là lắp thằng này lên 5 vườn cái. Đấy à, người đít đấy. Mình người đít đi. Giờ nó làm một này. Chuẩn không? Mẹ hỏi đéo rồi đây. Ôi rồi. Quay sụp lỗi. Tại anh xe máy còn không? Vâng. Là